probably get this fella back on with us again for a full hour, because after I began to research him, it's just really amazing. We hear about all these treatments for things like Ebola. Is it colloidal silver? Is it ozone therapy? Is it going in a barometric chamber? I thought, why not get a renowned emergency medicine MD, board certified, affectionately known as the father of medical freedom for spearheading the first state protection for alternative unconventional medicine in Alaska in 1990 that spread around the rest of the country. It's drrowenmd.com or docrowen.com. He joins us. He's been to Africa dealing with Ebola recently. He's working with their governments there in alternative treatments, and I've seen news reports where their Africans are saying it's been working. Doctor, thanks for coming on with us. Tell us where you've been in Africa, what your view overall on the Ebola situation is, and what you think of the response has been like. And then let's talk about what you've been able to do with ozone.
Well, I've been working, thank you, Alex. It's an honor to be with you. I've been working with ozone therapy since 1986, longer than any other living person in North America. I got the idea to go to North Africa or West Africa several months ago when this thing really got hot, because ozone is probably the most ideal treatment there is for this. I was just listening to your commercials before you brought me on, and you talked about certain types of oxygen therapy and longevity therapies, etc. Suppose you had a therapy that was absolutely dirt cheap, that could be done for less than $1 per treatment, and has the following 4 parameters. 1, it improves the rheologic properties of blood flow. That means blood flows better. 2, it releases more oxygen from the red cells, and it helps the mitochondria burn that oxygen to make energy. 3, it modulates the immune system, meaning if the immune system is way up here, like it is with Ebola, when you get, at the end stage, you get what's called a cytokine storm. That's collateral damage. Your immune system comes out with all of its bullets and artillery, firing it at everything, and it gets you. But ozone modulates that process and brings it down. Ozone, if your immune system is down here, will bring it back up to where it should be.
So it dials back the hemorrhagic response?
It should. And then the final thing is, ozone is directly viral inactivating by biochemical processes. Viruses are inactivated by heat, by ultraviolet, and by oxidation, and ozone is the ultimate oxidant, and it's non-toxic. So it should totally knock out the Ebola virus instantly. Now, we went over there to teach doctors how to do it, and we taught a lot. We turned heads in the medical community. Doctors, their biggest doctors came to our lectures and learned how to do this, and some of them came highly skeptical and left absolutely blown away.
I know this just reading the news. The Queen of England and the Queen Mother, who lived over 100, are obsessed with barometric chambers, ozone treatment, you name it. And I was talking to a doctor that runs one of the most elite clinics in Austin for the rich people, and he said that's what they're all doing, is running their blood, even when they're healthy, through ozone systems, through machines that use ultraviolet light. So this is actually known. I mean, I understand you're a pioneer of it. I'm just surprised that it's not more widespread.
Well, let's look at what happened in Sierra Leone, and then you won't be surprised. Of all the people who didn't come to our, by the way, we were invited by the president of Sierra Leone, and we met twice with him. And we also met with his key advisor. Now, the only people who didn't come to our lectures, who should have, were the Minister of Health and the Deputy Minister of Health, and those who are making over $100,000 a year administering their Ebola program. Mind you, in a poor country like Sierra Leone, those people are making more than I do on a yearly basis for administering their Ebola program. They didn't come to the lectures. Now, what does that tell you? And then at the last minute, when the treatment was in the Ebola Center. We went to the Ebola Center. The machine was there. The staff lined up. They were skeptical at first, but the staff at the Ebola Center, by the way, I didn't treat Ebola, so people don't have to worry. I wasn't face-to-face with an Ebola patient. I was there treating staff. not treating, instructing. The staff jockeyed, they vied, they competed to get treatments to protect themselves. But a call came in while we were there from the Deputy Minister of Health, and then a second call came in from the Minister of Health telling the military major who was in charge of the government facility, quote, if you value your job, there will be no ozone treatments at the facility, end quote.
Unbelievable. And by the way, you're under quarantine right now, self-quarantine, correct?
Yes, it's modified. They're not upset if I go outside, but I have to monitor my temperature every day, a couple times a day. If I go out, I have to do it before and after. I have no quarrel with this. It's the proper thing to do, and I'm not seeing patients at the present time because what patient would want to come in and see me during this time? But my quarantine is over next week.
How long have you been back from Africa?
2 weeks.
So, yeah, I mean, that's just another week and you're done then.
Yes.
What do you think of this doctor? I know you don't like to throw stones, but this doctor in New York that had a fever had come back and went to bowling alleys, on the subway, to restaurants, and then the police said he lied and said he hadn't gone outside, but they got his credit card receipts.
You're right. I don't like to throw stones. I'm trying to be very, let's talk about what I'm doing.
Yeah, let's talk about what you're doing, because I don't like overall the Obama response I've seen. Alternative treatments are being shut down in Africa, we've read. I mean, is that an accurate statement?
Yes. I mean, we brought a treatment that is absolutely safe. It's published in the world literature that it's absolutely safe. It is extraordinarily effective at infectious disease, at modulating the immune system. This is published in peer-reviewed journals. There's absolutely no question about it.
How is this particular therapy delivered?
The therapy we went to teach is real simple. You take some oxygen ozone gas. The gas, I mean, it's not air, Alex. Air is 80% nitrogen. Do you understand the difference?
Yes.
This is 100% oxygen, of which 4% of it is ozone. And it's about maybe this, you start with maybe 20 cc's, and then each treatment you take a little bit more. It's oxygen, it's metabolically active, it's consumed, so it's not like shooting air or nitrogen into you.
No, I understand, because all the elites, as you know, for years are obsessed with this and get the treatments. And again, explain how it's different than air. And why it's then safe to be shot right into the veins.
Well, first of all, for Ebola, you don't want medical waste. The only waste here, the only thing that's contaminated is the butterfly needle that goes in your vein here. That's all. It's just a very tiny 27-gauge butterfly, and then there's a syringe about this big. Well, the syringe doesn't touch the blood, the needle does. So that's disposable, and that costs what, 30 cents, 40 cents?
Well, let me ask you this. Why are the elites so obsessed with this? If they don't have Ebola, why are they constantly getting it, and why are people always telling me to get it? I know medical doctors that say, come in, I'll give you a treatment. They're getting rich off of it right now. I mean, I'm sure you know, as one of the leading guys in this is really hot.
I teach this. I'm the oxidation chair of the American College for Advancement in Medicine, and I'm chairing the workshop next week. I've been doing this for years. I think ozone is the ultimate anti-aging treatment that there is. Why? Because we know for sure, ozone stimulates the production of superoxide dismutase, SOD. And SOD is part and parcel of the activity of an enzyme called telomerase. Telomerase is what nourishes the end cap of your chromosomes. The better your telomerase, the better your telomere, the healthier your DNA, and the longer you live. My telomeres at age 60, I'm older than that now, were the average length of a 35-year-old.
How old are you? Because you look like you're like 55.
I love you, Alex. Thank you.
No, I'm not kidding. I mean, you look. If I saw you on the street, I'd say that guy's 55.
I'll be 65 in a week.
Wow. Wow. So I mean, reading the literature, we got to have you back for a full hour soon. You pioneered this, and I'm not kidding. I know national radio hosts that get these every week, 2 of them. I know a bunch of really successful, I mean, really rich people, billionaires that get it every month or so. And then all these other people are into it. All these exercise enthusiasts are into it. But then almost everybody else I talk to has never heard of it, and they go, oh, yeah. I mean, and I haven't done it yet. I'm intending to do it. They go, I'll never inject air into my vein. That'll kill you. They just don't understand.
Well, first of all, to understand why it's not out there, follow the money trail. How much money is it to inject 20 cc's, 30 cc's of oxygen gas? It ain't much. Even if you do it the way I've been doing it for years, which is major autohemotherapy, where you take blood out, add the ozone oxygen gas, and put it back in, no drug company is going to make billions of dollars on this because you can't patent it. Ozone therapy has been around since 1920, for God's sake. It was even used in the First World War by Germans.
Well, I know. You can look it up that the royal family is obsessed with it. I mean, they're not stupid.
And look at their health. They're really quite in good health. They also do homeopathy, too.
And then they have people making fun of that and misrepresenting it constantly. It's just incredible. Wow. Well, tell us about your website. Tell us about where this is going. I know you're trying to get more attention to this. And I know that some of the presidents over in Africa are obviously want it for themselves and their families. I don't think they're going to be able to hide something this powerful, Doctor.
Well, first of all, I've posted our story on my Facebook page. There's a public page. Anybody can go to it, Dr. Robert J. Rowen. So you can go there and read my postings. I have an incredible YouTube channel with well over 100 patients, and many of them before and after treatments, some of them crippled when they walked in the door, and they're dancing out, swinging their hips afterwards. That YouTube channel is youtube.com/user/Robert Rowen MD. Rowen is my name. You could find that easy. There's a lot of videos of me on YouTube, but you want to go to the channel to see the patients. And I even have patients that doctors from Sierra Leone that we recorded both before and after. And you need to look at the expression on their face. You'll see things you just wouldn't believe if you didn't see it. And by the way, the day after the government shut down our attempt to use ozone on Ebola patients there, the foreign minister called my physician host who was trying to get this through, and he wanted ozone treatment for his mother and his family because she was in an Ebola area. Isn't that interesting?
So they'll shut it down for everybody, but they still want it for themselves. Well, look, I'll be honest. I've been hearing about this ozone injections and these treatments they do, taking the blood out. There's other systems for years, but now it is all the rage. And I've seen people I know that are like 65 years old that are already, one of them's a well-known sports champion that I'm friends with, and he just looks so much younger from the ozone treatments, and it's amazing. I think I'm going to do it. But I'll probably consult with you, doctor, about where I should go and what the best treatment would be, because I know you're one of the grand poobahs of it. I hope you can come back in the next few weeks for a full hour to really, send us the points you want to go over, play some clips of your videos, and do a special hour on this, because alternative medicine that's been proven to be so effective is just a gift that you and others are helping promote out to the world. So we salute what you're doing, but it's so simple. We operate off oxygen, so supercharged oxygen with ozone just does amazing things inside the body. And I've also read from the scientists, the mainline literature, that oxygen levels are low in the planet's history right now as well, correct?
Yeah, actually our oxygen levels are probably getting lower as we're destroying more of the plant life that puts oxygen out.
Sure, yeah.
But the most important thing to your body above everything is oxygen. And it's a long way from oxygen out here to oxygen in the tip of your finger inside the inside your body. It's a long route. And ozone is incredible at helping that process out. Oxygen is the fundamental of life for us. And all healing is dependent upon oxygen.
No kidding. You don't have it, you die. Okay, well, promise you'll come back for a full hour. Dr. Robert Rowen, MD, drrowenmd.com, docrowen.com. We're going to tweet, again, the link out to your YouTube page. Just amazing information. Thank you for spending time with us, and good job to Nico Acosta for getting you on.
Thank you so much, Alex.
One final question I forgot to ask before you go. So just to be clear, I saw it in the news. You're there. The doctors are loving it. And then they ban the treatment in the country. And I mean, that's just amazing.
The doctors loved it. It was the Ministry of Health that axed it, and this is just an opinion now. It's my personal opinion. I believe they're more interested in getting the millions and millions of dollars coming in to dig graves and to incinerate the bodies than they are in trying something that has been proven